Welcome back everyone to Box Mining. It's an emergency stream, guys, because number keeps going down,
Keeps going down.
and we're having some really rough times for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So let's just cut straight to the chase at what the current market is at right now. So we have Bitcoin below 100,000 at $96,000, and this is a very bearish numbers. Because there's a lot of people who are talking, like I was actually watching a lot of YouTube earlier. A lot of YouTubers, influencers, KOLs, they're also talking about, if we close this week below $98,000, they're gonna sell. They have no conviction. You know what happened? What happened to YouTubers? Like they have no conviction. Even Crypto, he's like, I'm gonna sell. Okay, I'm gonna sell. Yeah. Mr. Hodl right there, calling you out, But it is true that when you're trading and you're looking for, he has a leverage position open, right? So it is true. That being said, that like there's a hodl position and a tradle position, and trading is not looking good.
Not at all.
Not at all. Huh?
Shamelessly,
you're gonna shamelessly say that, Ron? Is that allowed on this channel? I think I'm gonna kick you out.
But I called it.
Get out!
I've been warning all of you guys since yesterday.
So guys, you have to watch Ron. He's on Ron Trades. Let's throw that in. Ron Trades really quickly. Ron Trades. He has his own channel now.
Yep.
It graduated from
airdrop.
It's a forcefully graduated.
I like it. So much more fun covering news and looking at what's going on in the world, and then just piece it all together.
Oh, you're looking at the world now. Box mining is not big enough for you. Huh?
I mean, box mining is my whole world.
But yeah, so he's like telling you. So you're being the wise ass. You're being that wise ass guy, huh? You don't want to be a wise ass. I saw you start a stream of like, I don't want to be the wise ass. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. I told you so. So not looking good. Okay, not looking good. Not looking good. So I've actually unfortunately closed my position as well, my long position.
Yeah.
The market is a lot weaker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, and there's a very good reason for it. Would you like me to explain why?
Do you want to explain? Okay, all right. Like channel chat here. So you guys have a choice, right? You guys want to explain the reasons why it's not the reason, or we just go straight for the reason.
What do you guys think?
You know what? I think you know what? I'll help you guys answer. I'm just looking at chat. I feel fudged. I also feel fudged. Hopium, please. I will give you some hopium in a sec. But Ron, let's go to the negatives. Like what did you find out in your research of why this is the case?
Okay. So first and foremost, let me clarify this Monday. Okay, this week's Monday, I was bullish because Asia session open traded very well, looking to reclaim the previous key levels that we have lost, right? Back then, the conversation was 108K. That was a very critical level to defend. But we lost that. The same day, Europe, New York became bearish, but it didn't correct 100% of the pump, right? Here, it corrected more than 50%, but not the whole thing. So still on the lower time frame, structurally wise, it's still higher high, higher low. But Wednesday, oh my God, Wednesday, and it was
this was when you placed the big short, huh? You placed a short on that day, huh?
No, this was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
And Wednesday already told me for sure we're bearish because, and mind you, I think it was Veterans Day. It was a bank holiday in US. Who the hell dumped all of this when US was, live, right? So you see, it corrected more than 100% of the moves that we've done in the weekend and on Monday Asia session. So instinctively, you can just looking at price action, it's lower high. Like this is confirmed lower high. We're only going to go lower from here. But where do we defend? We defend 100. But we lost that as well. And more importantly, in the big picture on the daily, it's the first time actually we've gotten a daily close below 100K. We closed at 99,723, right? The last week we've come to 98K, but we never had closes at that area. It got absorbed very well, right? We were defending here. But yesterday, definitively, it's bearish. And this is what market makers are doing. Okay. It's not just about sentiment. You look at CT and you see headlines like market makers are selling BTC, BlackRock selling BTC. That's just one side of the picture. They don't have a bias. They're market makers. They play both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And since 120K, you see this cluster here, that's their open interest. So, of course, if it's red, they're on the short side, right? They're betting. And the recent largest cluster is 110, 111K. And if price overextends away from that further and further, and we're guessing if it would be below 100K, because it's on the options market and they're gamma negative, meaning they sold options, right? If it overextends, the contract says they must sell the underlying BTC, which I think off of yesterday's close here, it's not showing much confidence for the market. So they close. And I know that they close because look at the order book. These large bubbles here are market order sells, both on perps and spot. I thought, okay, maybe it would be perps.
So it's really huge, right? So the bigger the bubble, the larger the sell.
The larger the sell.
Right. So let's just look at a time frame for this. So this coincides with the big dump.
Yeah.
Right. So this big dump came from this
3 hours ago.
3 hours ago. Yeah. These large dumps. So who was dumping then?
We don't know, but assumably it should be the market makers because these are not perps driven. This is spot. This is a $40 million sell on Binance. Just the same a minute after.
You know what's actually quite interesting here? All right. These cells are not that big.
Huh?
These cells are actually not that big.
Yeah.
Right? Like in relative to this days of trades, right? Like you see the bubbles, you see this is relatively quite big. You see the dump here.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, 30 million, you know, how much is that? It's like...
It's not big.
It's not big.
But you know why that's such a big deal? It's not a big order, but this proves that the order book on all exchanges are very thin.
It's a very thin market.
Exactly.
Yes, and this is one of the biggest issues coming in. So zooming out in the big picture, right now, there's just not much excitement for crypto.
Yeah.
All right. So big picture wise, it doesn't look great because Bitcoin overall is underperforming even gold. Right. It's underperforming right now stocks. So it doesn't have the hype. If this was a clear winner, right? If this is like a high risk, high reward situation, and you know right now the markets are up, and the reward should be massive. Yeah. Right. But the problem is it's like it's high risk, low reward. So that's why a lot of these investors are no longer paying that much attention. Yeah. And we see this a little bit of echo out in the offline space as well because Thai Blockchain Week was actually a big contrast. We saw a huge amount of digital asset treasury activity. So these are companies that are buying treasuries for Bitcoin, like Prenetics, that was traditionally a biotech company. They were buying Bitcoin. They were saying promising to buy 10K Bitcoin, right? Not 10K worth of Bitcoin, but 10,000 Bitcoin, right? So they're going for a large order. But the problem is that once it came to Thai Blockchain Week, the kind of it fizzled out. There just wasn't that much talk about digital asset treasuries. It's like people were like, you know, wishy-washy again. Maybe let's go back to gold treasuries. You know, why buy digital gold when you can buy real gold? You know, like that's so the order books are really thin already at its current point. Then we survived through this massive like downward wave crash of liquidities for longs, right? So people that were already bullish, they got liquidated. And to be fair, like look, if you look at the value of these numbers, it's not that big because Machi Big Brother, if you know, remember Machi
just now,
Big Brother, liquidated. He got liquidated. He was liquidated, and he can unrealized losses exceeding 2 million. So you can actually see that people are actually playing pretty big on leverage, right? So like a single person can be liquidated, you know, $2 million. And in fact, I thought it was even more than that. Like he got liquidated 5. His total losses have exceeded 15 million. He's liquidated 5 times. All right, this is recent. This is the recent one, right? So his single liquidation exceeded $15 million. So he was having a bad day. You know, Machi's having a bad day. But he's still smiling. He's still smiling. But that's actually quite interesting if you think about it, right? Because the trades here aren't big, right? If you look at that bubble, if you look at the proof of the dump, right? It's like you know, it's like. It's not that big.
It's not that big.
It's not that big.
But it doesn't take that big.
It doesn't take that big of a market to crash the market. And especially right now that we know that there's a lot of people who originally have longs, but now their longs are being kind of hit really hard, right? The long liquidation is being hit really hard. I do want to bring up one of the tools we have here. So we we have what this tool. So we in order to research a lot of this, we actually have a combination of tools. But I do want to use just feature Ask Surf very quickly here. If you guys want to know very quickly what's happening with the market and kind of summarize what's happening, Ask Surf is actually pretty good. So I asked Surf this morning, why is Ethereum having a bad day? And it's kind of gave us all the kind of it actually basically sent AI agents out to search for why things are going pretty horribly. And then the end result, of course, it kind of combines everything together. I do want to bring your attention to this chart as well. So this is where the liquidation risk map is for Bitcoin. And this is for Ethereum. We'll do a one for Bitcoin in a sec later. But it actually goes to show, at what point do certain people get liquidated? And it was pretty big. So we can so Ask Surf track, you can actually ask. I'm gonna see how many Bitcoin longs, when Bitcoin longs got liquidated in the past 24 hours, and why does Bitcoin look so terrible right now? Include information about the 50-week moving average, and do technical analysis. All right, so here's my view as well. I'm sure a lot of you guys are, I don't know, this market's been very weird, right? People may like AI, not like AI, but for us, it just simplifies, it reduces the time for everything, but it doesn't replace your brain. I think that's a key information. Like, it basically helps you look on the entire web for information, which is what makes AI very powerful. This one is sending out multiple agents. So you see as your 1, 2, 3, 4. It's basically sending out 4 people at the same time to basically search the web, search Twitter, search technical analysis, search on-chain evidence. It's a little bit better than Grok in this situation, where Grok will only search kind of Twitter and what's relevant and it's knowledge based, but this will actually send out agents to look at the recent liquidation heat map, etc. to get that information. So this is kind of how we kind of cheat a little bit on getting some of the information we need. It doesn't replace all the information, as it doesn't replace a human doing it, but it does speed up your time. So specific count, not directly, but overall, dude,
oh my god,
that's a lot of traders. Long positions being liquidated. So total value of Bitcoin, all right, so $417 million of Bitcoin long positions were liquidated in the past 24 hours.
Yikes.
So this is pretty nasty, huh?
Yeah.
So it's actually quite funny. If you think about it, the market is actually in a really jittery state because there's a lot more. Let me see. Let me open this in a new tab. There's a lot, like the actual trades aren't that much, but the leverage is very strong. So it's actually quite scary, I would say, in that sense. CoinGlass, 1 hour wrecked, 24-hour wrecked, 400. So I'm just double checking. Sometimes this is also me. Sometimes I also double check here to see what's being liquidated. So the longs being liquidated 421. So it actually roughly matches this. So I don't know why they have a slight error here, but maybe because of the calculations with different sources. But that's actually quite savage, where traders getting liquidated is very, very high, and representatives of his own liquidation with only 36 million short. So basically, bulls wrecked. Ooh, huge volume of hyperliquid. That's actually quite interesting.
Yep.
A lot of longs on hyperliquid.
98%.
Woof. Okay.
People in chat are asking, do you think the bottom is close? Are we cooked, Box Mining?
So I'm back into observation mode. So I wanted to buy and I wanted the market to bounce back, right? That was initially what I thought. I thought like the hunt, the initial dump came from the hunt for people with longs. Right, we saw
October 10th.
Yeah, so we talked to her 10. We saw and last week as well. We saw us push numbers relatively quickly, right? And we saw a lot of closures, and we saw even Bybit was sending me messages. They're like, "Yo, have you been liquidated? If you have, we have a care package for you. Please, please keep trading. Please keep trading. We have a care package. We got a hoodie for you. Okay, like we got a hoodie. We got a water bottle. Right? They're like, yo, just give me your address, please. Let us send you a consolidation present.
Care package.
Okay. Care package. So
Yeah.
so I saw that. It was kind of interesting, but at the same time, I was bullish until I saw how weak the market just didn't really move up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you get punished and the market's strong, you just bounce back up. You say, hey, let's go keep fighting. And I'm like, where are the fighters?
Yeah.
But there was an interesting discussion I would actually bring up. So I was watching YouTube this morning, and there was one voice of reason. Benjamin Cohen did a very good
how many times it crossed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, you watched the same video. Oh my God, Ron, what are you doing? What are we watching? Okay, so I think this was actually quite interesting. Where let's go for this one. Let's not watch this ad. But he was talking how every time we cross a threshold, there's a count, right? So he basically counted a number of times. So basically, for the $1 threshold, for the $10 point, $100, $1,000, $10,000, and $100,000. These are all kind of like psychological thresholds, and there's what he was kind of plotting here is that every time you cross this psychological threshold, there's more times you have to cross it. So you have to, like, you go back and down, you wobble, right?
Yep.
So you cross $1, you can maybe wobble down to 90 cents, move above, move down, move up, move down. So it's 4 times for $1. But when it came to $10,000, all right, we moved above and below the line a total of 14 times, right? So this number was going up.
Yep.
So every time Bitcoin crosses a new digit, every time you add a 0 to the end of the price of Bitcoin, the number of times we wobble there
can be higher.
Yeah. And just look at that. The number of times that we crossed the 100,000 line and dropped below that for this round, this cycle, is only 7.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That's actually not that many times.
Not that many times.
Like,
and the larger the number, the longer it will take for everyone to be at a point of acceptance.
yes.
That's what
I think that was a good argument. That was a good argument. So like he's kind of saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, we'll go wobble around this line, and I guess now's the best time to wobble. If you gotta wobble, let's just
now.
let's just do it quickly.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Get it over with.
Get it over with. Let's just like take a week. All right, wobble like 7 more times. Okay, let's keep on this line. Okay, let's keep wobbling here.
Yeah.
And it's like if you guys got a psychological thing out of the way, if you guys got like a little bit of brain damage.
Get it done now.
Get it done now. I'll give you 2 weeks, okay? Maybe 1 week's not enough, but give you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, just keep wobbling. Keep wobbling for 2 more weeks. Yeah, we need to get okay, maybe 3 weeks. You really need to get like it kind of doubles each time. So you probably want to cross that line around 28 times.
Oh my God.
That's nasty. It's nasty.
That's nasty.
That's nasty. But that being said, of course, Bitcoin did perform extraordinarily well in the past few years. That's why, and I feel like one of the, everyone's talking about hold me, I'm here. And as a trader, I feel like the market's a bit weak, and that's why I'm in observation. As a hodler, I'm I have 100% conviction, right? I was actually calling my mom yesterday, and I was like, you know what? Like, I bought gold back in 2021. Okay, and I was like, yo, gold doubled in price, right? Since 2021. And she's like, oh, that's a great investment. You're doing really well. But I'm like, dude, that means that all my fiat has gone down by half.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it means. That's kind of what's telling you, right? Because gold is kind of the
hedge.
the previous hedge and the previous standard for value.
Yeah.
If gold doubles, that means your economy is fucked. Right? In such a short span of time, we're fucked. And I see everyone holding cash now. Cash is just like being wasted. It's like the value of the dollar is just going down and down and down. And like, dude, you gotta hold Bitcoin. You gotta hold gold. You gotta hold other assets right now. And I feel like this is the biggest problem on the market right now. And this is something that people are not really discussing. Right, I just released a video on this AI bubble. It's one of the trendiest topics right now, so I just had to throw my hat in. But I actually want to say that the AI bubble is not whether or not we're in an AI bubble should not be the question that you're asking right now. Okay, that's the wrong question to ask. Hey, well, I thought we uploaded it. Okay, maybe it's not. It's coming up. It's coming soon. Okay, there's a question. There's a video on the AI bubble, but that's not the question. The right question is, what should we do now that we are in a bubble? Or I think it's pretty much determined. I think it's pretty much certain that we're in a bubble. But maybe, like, instead of like crying about the bubble and making a YouTube video like, oh my god, we're in a bubble, like, oh, what do we do? Oh my god. Look, grow a pair of balls, all right, and then decide. Either you want to leverage long this market and just ride this bubble out, or you just short this like a motherfucker, like it's the fucking end of days, right? Which is what Michael Burry is doing, right? He's just shorting the fucking shit like it's the fucking end of days.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it's the time yet. But that being said, I respect his decision, and that there's a lot of FUD created by that because Michael Burry was quite right about a few of the financial crises in the past.
Yeah.
Right?
He took a lot of shit in the first 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Of the housing market.
Yeah,
sure.
but it actually takes time. You can't perfectly predict that, right? Especially now that he has this close when he's shorting. Like he's gonna short earlier than he needs to be. Right? And I do believe he can still play for a little bit of time, but I do believe we're in a bubble. And you know why I believe we're in a bubble?
Because you want The Big Short 2 movie.
No.
Comeback of Christian
you know
Bale.
why? You know why we want? You know why I believe it's a bubble?
Why?
Because you can always trust humanity to be humanity. Right? Humans love creating bubbles.
Yes.
Bubbles are like a bread and butter.
Yes.
Right? Like if there's hype, there's a bubble. Right? And that's like you can. Oh, it's like Captain Jack Sparrow saying you can always trust a liar to lie.
Yeah.
Right? You can always trust humanity to create bubbles. But that being said, don't be the weak ass crying about, oh my god, it's gonna be a bubble. Oh my god, do something about it. Okay, that's my video. Okay, that's the key gist of this video. Do something about it. Whether it's stacking up Bitcoin and then writing it out, or creating a massive short on AI stocks, or continue writing this for a while, which is kind of the option I'm doing. I'm continuing writing that stuff for a while, but I'm looking for when I need to exit. All right, so that's my right there. Anon says, I give you credit for going live, but why do all the infants go into hiding the worst dumps? I think they're just bored. I don't know. There's not much to talk about. I mean, yeah, guys, welcome and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you have subscribed already, we're doing more streams as well. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure you smash up the likes. It does really help the channel. And also, of course, if you want more live and more content, Ron, and you don't want Ron to shout, I told you so, Ron's channel, Ron Trading. Ron Trades. Okay. So selfish. What a selfish name.
Hey,
but you gotta have a good thumbnail. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You have a good thumbnail. Looks fantastic.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I think we heard the TA analysis. The TA analysis doesn't look very strong right now, especially if we close below 9,800. Oh, sorry, 98,000 for the price of Bitcoin. All right, that's a key level that people are looking at, and we are currently below that right now. That's actually quite scary. But that being said, for me, all right, there's two sides. I have not stopped hodling Ethereum or Bitcoin or any of my hodl bags, right? There's just no reason to touch that at this current point. And like, I've hodled for so long, right? I'm dead inside from hodling. All right. I'm Mr. President. I'm so dead from hodling. But just please, I just don't care anymore. But please stop winning for a while, okay, Mr. President, stop winning for a while. That being said, as a trader, I'm looking for entry positions once we confirm that the kind of bottom is in. Yeah. There's no confirmation yet because the massive fear is on the horizon.
You want to know what I think about that?
What do you want to hear? What's the Ron analysis of here?
Okay, so
the Ron way.
Very plain and simple. Here's some hopium, guys. Okay, so assuming that these sells that we're seeing right now, these are spot sells, these big spot sells, are a result of the same market makers that are gamma negative, assuming that they've already closed this options market, right? Because if they sell the BTC, they need to close that options, the puts, okay? Means it's a clean reset. From here on out, it's all up to everyone to decide where to go from here. But assuming, okay, that maybe this is still the first wave and there might be more dumps to come, and that their gamma negative position is still live, then we can expect an even more savage dump. And what I'm thinking, all right, we'll keep it very simple, is that $72 million position on Coinbase. It's at 94K, right? Duration 7 hours. But I don't know. I feel like this guy is spoofing because every time.
Like, can you explain what this is to me? Like, just very quickly, like
yes.
for people who haven't watched or haven't traded that much already. I'm the professional at holding Ron back, or like not holding Ron back, but like saying to Ron, "Yo, just explain to us what's going on here." Okay.
These are large limit orders on 4 big exchanges. You got Binance. You got let me see, big orders here. Binance, OKX, Coinbase.
Okay, so these are big orders, right? So these are the big orders. Okay.
Oh, you can also see perps. Let's see. Big orders. Oh my god. These are it's more perps than spot, but
yes.
Like,
welcome to crypto.
Yeah.
Welcome to crypto, Ron. The perps are way bigger.
Yeah, way bigger. And you can see they were the biggest during the in the past few weeks. But right now it is spot driven. All of these bubbles are spot driven. I don't see a single perps here, so it has to be that market maker guy, the market maker. I want to like close
a cluster of market makers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking like least case scenario would be like worst case max pain should be like 94, 93K, and this is also in line.
This is for buys, right? This is for
buys. Bid order 70 million at 94K. And this is also in line with just, now we're switching back to price action, right? Just looking at candlesticks, just looking at structure, right? Where did price range for a while? Where did market find some period of balance? On the weekly, it's hard to see. People are saying there's nothing here, but there actually is. If you look at the 1 day, we actually stalled here for a bit. Market found balance for about a week, then decided, let's keep going up and up and up. And this actually triggered the start towards the new all-time high, 123K, which is why this pivot point is very important. So around these regions would be the max pain.
So basically you're saying, okay, so that's what you're kind of predicting here. So I'm playing the perfect bounce off.
Not really predicting.
But you're thinking, okay, look, right there, you know, we had a stabilization period all the way in April, around 93,000 for Bitcoin.
Yep.
So you're thinking, okay, max pain could be that area. We could retest that.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't there for the longest period of time, surprisingly, right? If you think about it, this cluster here was actually longer, May to July. So that's just that swing within the true. You know, swing with the lowest being what we are right now. So it's actually quite interesting that you kind of have 2 points, right? This might be a very, very thin, you know, support. It might be a very thin support. All right, if that thin support falls, then I think,
here, this cluster.
Then we'll have this cluster.
And this is where I'm worried. If we ever come towards these levels, maybe, just maybe, it might be the start of the bear market. My thesis is very simple. Every big move to the upside, 50% correction is normal. It's healthy. Look, we started bull market October 2023, right? This was just... Bitcoin was at 27,000, 26,000. Then it quickly soared up to 73,000 just before the halving event. I remember Michael Den was like, this is way too fast. Oh my God, we didn't even have the halving event in, but we already broke 2021's all-time high, right? Then price was ranging until you see the correction in August 5th, 2024. And I swear to God, people have goldfish memory because on CT, I remember everyone was panicking. They're like, you see, I told you it's bear market. We're going back down to 20K, 30K. Relax. This was the Japan carry trade incident where they raised interest rates for the first time in, I think, decades. So people who are in risk-on assets on Japan's side have to, you know, unwind their position, causing a lot.
It feels way longer than like a year. Man. That felt like a decade. You know? Japan like 50, you know. What are you talking about, bro? So yeah, we don't have goldfish memory on this channel.
Mm-hmm. But you can see every subsequent move is just you take the swing low. Every swing low, every panic event creates that pivot point that is the max pain. Okay, so the max pain for during this period when BTC cracked 109K, the max pain was 49K. And you just take the swing low to swing high. And around 50%.
But you can see like every time we swing, it's like the period of the swings are like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 months. So you have this 4-month swing up, and we're kind of finishing that cycle. We're kind of finishing the 4-month. Yeah, we're kind of finishing. So now we're kind of wobbling a bit until the next swing up.
Yeah,
I do believe. Okay, this is why we're making more content now. Is that I don't believe this is the end of the bull cycle for Bitcoin. I think just the macros are just way too strong pushing for something like Bitcoin, right? The reasoning why is because, look, global tensions are getting higher, right? Japan just kind of almost threatened China in saying that, hey, look, if you deploy something against Taiwan, we're going to take military action, right? These are not like soft words. These are fighting words. Right? In the eyes of the Chinese, this is like a declaration of war.
Yeah.
This is like a huge slap on the face. Like basically China will be like, yo, you motherfuckers just stay out of our politics, right? This is like an internal business. Like us with Taiwan, that's internal. You guys stay the fuck out. Right? But because everything's so tied to this AI race, everything's tied to global politics, everything's tied to what the US is doing. Look, Bitcoin is the ultimate safeguard against global problems, right? Because this is a form of value you can transfer around the world without any government interference, right? And what's going to happen is that as political tensions rise, currency control is going to become bigger and bigger. China's going to look to close off more of the currency because they want to control the markets. All right. Same with globally around the world, there's going to be more kind of restrictions. And we've seen that, right? Like right now, even if you want to transfer funds into China, you have to type Y, like in and out, you got to type Y, right? But for Bitcoin, it's unstoppable, right? Because it's if it ain't Bitcoin, it ain't real value that you're keeping. If you're keeping RMB, you're keeping USD, no matter what, a certain government can stop that transaction from being sent. But Bitcoin is the ultimate transaction. That's even gold. And gold, if you want to carry that, it used to be a case where Hong Kong airport, you're allowed to carry a certain amount of gold, and if you declare it, you'll be fine. You're like, yo, I'm carrying I'm stacking 20 kilos, don't worry about it. And yeah, cool, you declared it. It's okay, go right on, sir. Go on right on, no problem. Take your gold, come inside, please. But now it's just a lot more strict, and we're gonna see a lot more of these controls in. And Bitcoin is the ultimate kind of safe coin that can a safe store value you have that's truly global. You can move anywhere. So I feel like globally, that's what makes Bitcoin powerful. But the problem is it's kind of the short-term cycle. And the biggest downward pressure I see right now is what's happening on the AI side, AI stocks being overvalued, and it's just facts, right? Michael Burry having this big short open, and then him tweeting about it, that's how you kind of try to flood the living shit out of the market. So we'll have to see how strong AI stocks hold up. I do believe that AI has a punch to give. The video is going to come very soon about the AI bubble that I talk about, and it focuses primarily on how to deal with not about whether we're in a bubble or not, but what kind of actions we can take now that we know it is a bubble, right? And then let's not be a fucking wimp and make some bunch of crying videos. Let's just let's do some action. So that's coming up. So guys, thank you guys so much. I think that's kind of wraps everything up. So the conclusion here is market's looking a little bit weak. The TA side is a little bit weak. Macros are strong. I still believe the macros are strong, but short-term pain is very, very possible. And it could be the case, we saw the pattern here. One rally up, one rally up, but there's a consolidation phase, and we're clearly in that right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Mike Francis, doesn't matter what you think, crypto winter will trigger panic and depression, and people will sell at 30K. I don't believe it's going to be that low.
Yeah.
I honestly,
It's, I mean, dude, 4-year cycle is dead. It's Wall Street season now. It's not crypto native season anymore. Look at this. Okay. Just to remind you guys, the number of bitcoins that these guys are holding, it's kind of scary already. Look, BlackRock, 797,000 Bitcoin. Fidelity, 200,000 Bitcoin. Grayscale, 170,000 Bitcoin. Grayscale Mini, 40,000 Bitcoin.
It's okay. Just play some JD Vance speeches on the background.
Yeah.
But that being said, guys, I do believe that this cycle, it's a different game, and people are using previous year strategies, like previous year cycle lengths. They're using the same kind of strategies from before. But let me tell you, in crypto, history never repeats itself. I was looking for 2016 patterns all the way in 2020. It just doesn't materialize, right? It's always a different game. It's always a different dance. And especially now that institutional investors are involved, they're not gonna give up that quickly. Like, dude, they're not fucking idiots, okay? They got in, but they're gonna flood the market. They're gonna buy back up, and then they're gonna rally back up, and then you're gonna look like then you are the idiot if you sold. All right, I don't believe it's gonna go down to 30K. All right, I feel like that's people, the bears being way too optimistic, overstretching that line. It is weak. The market is weaker. It's more leveraged than we think it is. Like the fact that such small spot sells triggered this crash. Oh my god, that means we still need some time consolidating here. And something I do trust in crypto is that we always tend to be more leveraged than we should be, but that's humanity, and there's no point crying about it because you're not going to change human behavior forever. So with that, guys, I think we're in the leverage market. Market's a little bit weaker than this, but that being said, I don't believe this is anywhere near the end of the cycle. I believe that these swings come and go, and this is the end of one swing, and then we have to wait for the next one. And with that, guys, stay safe, have fun, watch Ron's stream. He's coming up soon.
Yes, sir.
Ron Trades, and then follow us on Twitter. That'd be great. That'd be exciting. Ron Trades on YouTube and on X, and then on Box Mining on X as well. So, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I will see you. And just like shout outs to a lot of people. I think this is the first time you guys are coming back in for a long time. And just to answer a question, Parata22 asked about there's a threat of a soft fork. Dude, forks are the value of forks crashing the market is just way overestimated. Okay, no one cares about it anymore. Like people don't even know what a blockchain is anymore. Let alone what a fork is. Let alone what a soft fork is. What's a fork? Like welcome to welcome to the market now. But guys, follow us on X and on YouTube. With that, guys, signing off. See you guys later. Peace out.